Abraham, I don't know how you as a Mexican American, and I don't know how you can, with a straight face, say that what the governor was simply offering was transportation. Please don't be so cynical. It's a little early in the morning. You know damn well that it was much more than that. And please don't use your Hispanic last name to come on here and try to, justify this as just offering transportation.
All right, guys. So I want to talk about this very fascinating and, quite frankly, entertaining debate between Ana Navarro and Abraham Enriquez. CNN is framing this as a conversation between two conservatives. This is a conservative debate over the GOP governors, Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott, shipping migrants to blue states and blue cities and towns like Martha's Vineyard, Chicago, New York City. However, I don't think this is a conservative versus conservative debate because I'm not necessarily sure if Ana Navarro is actually conservative. I don't know why she keeps claiming to be Republican either. I mean, it is very clear to me that she is a liberal Republican. That's who she is. She's pro-choice. She supports the Biden administration. She supports teachers being able to talk to kids about sex and gender in schools. And apparently she's probably open borders as well too. Okay, just like the Biden administration. And that seems to be relevant from how much she's fuming over these Republican governors deciding to send migrants to sanctuary cities and states where they're supposed to be welcome. Now, it's one thing to say, hey, I don't like the fact that you're sending migrants deeper into the country. I think that defeats the whole purpose of complaining about the border in the first place, and that we should actually be shipping them out of the country. I can understand that position, okay? That is a Republican conservative position in the sense that, you know what, I would much rather deport the illegal immigrants than to expose Democrats on their hypocrisy, okay? I totally can understand that view. However, that's not the view that is coming from Ana Navarro. It seems to me that, again, she is pro-illegal immigration, right? That's what it seems like to me. But hey, let's go ahead and get into this debate in which, again, she's going to be debating Mr. Abraham Enriquez, who runs a nonprofit designed to promote traditional values to the Hispanic community. So let's go ahead and get into this Hispanic on Hispanic action here.
Ron DeSantis is using this right now as a political stunt to get his base out there for just before an election. There's so many other stories he could be telling. There's so many economic stories he could be telling. This is
like what? How bad inflation is? How bad the economy is? I mean, we've been talking about that for a long time. But it's now time to bring some attention back to the border, which has been in crisis literally since the first day that Biden stepped into office, because the Democrats told migrants that, hey, we're going to let you in. We're going to have open borders. Come. And they came. And again, as soon as Biden got into office, they were ready, right? They were ready to pour into the country. So yeah, it's about time that we start to talk about this ongoing crisis again. So actually, it's a good job on the Republican governors for bringing up that issue.
Necessary, again, an unnecessary culture war. And I think transporting undocumented aliens across state lines and violating state law, because they didn't need to stop in Florida. Who goes from Texas to Florida to Martha's Vineyard? I mean, that just makes absolutely no sense. And it is a transparent attempt to not violate what the law stipulates.
Abraham, what do you say to that?
Well, good morning, John, and good morning to everyone. Listen, I want to first start off by saying that as a first-generation Mexican-American, I'm very sympathetic to what's going on at the border and the lives of the migrants. As Anna mentioned, just coming to our U.S. border is a miracle within itself if they survive to make it to our U.S. border. However, this talk of a lawsuit really, to me, sounds like election year political theater. Look, what the governor did was offer transportation for migrants who were homeless and needed refuge. And it was voluntary basis, right? The governor's office has released the waivers both in English and in Spanish. But the frustration that we're hearing from people in Texas, specifically South Texas, is how the media is making this a big deal just because it comes from a wealthy city like Martha's Vineyard, when hardly no conversations being had of Tucson, Arizona, El Paso, Brownsville, Harlingen, Eagle Pass, which, by the way, we don't get 50 migrants a day, we get thousands. So what we're talking about and what we're saying is it's easy to to have empathetic values or insights to open border and weak border policies if you live in the Upper East Side of Manhattan or Malibu. But these are our communities and these are our resources that are being strained. And all we're asking for is for other states, which, by the way, have sanctuary city laws, to start picking up their weight in this crisis that we have caused by the lack of attention from our president.
Frankly,
Facts. He just literally destroyed her whole argument with his one take, okay? Which is that, well, first of all, you can't say it's against the law because it's voluntary. They all signed waivers and forms telling them exactly where they was going. The benefits that were outlined, okay, or what they would get came from the state. They came from the state of Massachusetts. This is what you get if you come here, okay? And guess what? They signed off on it and said, hey, we would like to go. And that's what they were saying. And now Democrats want to cry foul and want to talk about lawsuits when they don't have an actual case because they signed a consent form, a waiver saying that that's where they want it to go. But yeah, they want to complain about political theater. Political theater is pretending like Ron DeSantis is going to get arrested, that he broke the law somehow, that is a legitimate concern just because you want to cover up your hypocrisy. You want to take the conversation off the border, right? That's really what's going on here.
Abraham, I don't know how you as a Mexican American, and I don't know how you can with a straight face say that what the governor was simply offering was transportation.
Here we go. I don't know how you as a Mexican American, I don't know how you, by your race, can fix your lips to say something that I believe people of your race or ethnicity should not say. This is exactly how Democrats work. This is why I don't know why Ana Navarro calls herself a Republican. I have never came on my platform and told black people, hey, you shouldn't think like this if you're black, right? I've never said that before, okay? Even as a black person, I would never tell a black person how to think, even if they think in ways that I don't agree with. I'm never going to tell them that as a black person, you have to think of a certain way or you should think a certain way just because you're black. But these people who are Democrat activists like Ana Navarro, basically, and all the so-called Democrats of color love trying to tell so-called people of color why they're supposed to just agree with Democrats based off their race, right? That's exactly what's happening here. And she's so pissed. She's pissed that this guy is actually in Texas at the border experiencing the problem and showing the world that, yeah, Hispanics aren't going along with the Biden administration when it comes to this illegal immigration thing, right? And she can't stand that. She can't stand it because she thinks that she's the one that's supposed to speak for Hispanics. She's supposed to be a representation of what Hispanics really think, and that's just not true. Again, it's unfortunate that Democrats use their colored pawns to push this garbage on people.
Please don't be so cynical. It's a little early in the morning. You know damn well that it was much more than that. Yes, he's trying to bring attention to the crisis on the border, and he's trying to do it through a political stunt by sending these to blue states, blue cities. Let's call it what it is. It is a political stunt. And please don't use your Hispanic last name to come on here and try to, justify this as just offering transportation.
Ding, 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 ding. Here we go. I told you, she's pissed. Because again, he is a prime example that Hispanics, all Hispanics or Latinos don't think like her, right? And because of that, she's pissed. She can't stand it, especially when it comes to this topic right here. Because on immigration, right, allegedly, all Hispanics are supposed to be pro illegal immigration. Because all of them came here illegally, right? According to Democrats. So therefore, you're supposed to be totally fine with it. Because remember, your family crossed the border at some point, right? Again, these Democrats are racist, okay? That's what it sounds like to me.
If it had been offering transportation, it didn't need to go to a Republican donor. He didn't need to pay more than 3-4 times the amount that it would have cost. He could have simply called the Office of Refugee Resettlement. There are actual organizations in the United States that do this and are funded to do this without this type of thing. The one who wants the media attention is Ron DeSantis.
Abraham.
So I actually spend a lot of time in our southern border, and I invite you to come down and celebrate National
been
Hispanic
there.
Heritage Month down there. You'll probably see all of the Hispanic heritage celebrated there. And so that's why I'm saying that what we're seeing in our southern border is lack of attention. Our Border Patrol agents are overworked. There is no federal resources that are even trickling down to our border. So in order for us to say that flying migrants who were homeless, Anna, who had no food, who had no shelter, to a city in a sanctuary state that has more than enough resources is bad, to me, that is complicit to what's going on.
They were
and
tricked.
quite honestly,
They were
Anna,
tricked
you can
by a
be a
woman named-
Republican by conviction, or you can be a Republican by convenience, and I choose to act on a conviction.
Let me let Essie
Wow. Wow.
get in here. Essie?
Listen,
Yeah, she can't do nothing but laugh because it's true. She's a Republican by convenience now, right? And the convenience being that she can say, hey, I'm a Latino Republican and I'm anti-Trump. That to her is the only reason she's on TV, right? That's the only reason she's on TV. Because if it wasn't for that, she would not be on TV. Nobody would care what she has to say, okay? But see, because she is basically a liberal Republican who doesn't like Trump, she gets spots on CNN, ABC, The View. She gets the clout that she gets and media attention because of those things. But she actually really doesn't believe in Republican policies, right? Like having a strong border. She doesn't believe in that. But again, it's lucrative to be a Republican that hates Trump and also of color, right? Again, she's in the same lane as Michael Steele, okay? And, you know, Liz Cheney, who also claims to be, you know, minority because she's a woman, but she hates Trump, blah, blah. Yeah, there's plenty of opportunities on mainstream liberal media to go up there and to basically bash Trump, okay? And to promote Democrat policies where, you know, these so-called Republicans agree with Democrats. Because if they actually were strong Republicans, they wouldn't be on these networks, okay? They would be on these networks.
And I think two things can be true. One is that this is an entirely political and cruel stunt, and for a lot of reasons, the cruelty is the point. There's another story yesterday.
Nah, the cruelty is not the point. The point is to expose liberal hypocrisy. There's nothing cruel about sending migrants to a place that claims they want migrants and that they will take care of them. They're sanctuary states and cities. There's nothing cruel about that, especially considering the Democrat/liberal argument that states like Texas are so bad for so-called minorities. So again, if we take the Democrats and their word for it, that one, the states where these immigrants are coming from, Texas, are terrible racist states, and that, you know, liberal states or sanctuary states, and that they welcome these migrants, where are you getting the cruelty from, right? I don't understand. Where are you getting the cruelty from? There is no cruelty here, according to the Democrats and their own arguments.
Yesterday in the Miami Herald of a woman allegedly tied to Ron DeSantis, rounding up some migrants in Texas, promising them a flight to Delaware where they would have a job and a house. And that flight didn't exist. It was meant to punk journalists into thinking that a flight was going to Joe Biden's summer house. That is appalling.
Yeah, because you guys get so upset about it. Because you guys are basically so xenophobic that you are worried. You're worried. You're scared ishless of where migrants are going to pop up next, right? Because you don't want them. And that's what's been exposed here. Ron DeSantis is trolling y'all. He's exposing the xenophobia of the Democrat Party.
But another thing can be true, which is that sanctuary city policies are unsustainable. Sanctuary city policies are not a long-term immigration solution. And neither party has decided to solve our broken immigration system. It has remained politically profitable to leave it broken, because on both sides, if it's broken, you can run on it, you can fundraise off of it, and you can fearmonger off of it. There's a reason we haven't solved it. It's not that we can't. We haven't had meaningful immigration policy since Ronald Reagan. The reason is political, and I'm glad we're all finally having these conversations. I hate the reason that we're having them and the stunt that was pulled for us to have them, but these are important conversations for both parties to finally start engaging in.
Yeah, you know, I actually agree with that last part. That is the reason why nothing ever gets done on the border of immigration, is because both parties don't really want to do anything about it, right? I'm being real. Even Republicans don't really want to do anything about it. And that's for a couple reasons. One, the main reason is that, again, they can run off of it. Just blame Democrats. Well, Democrats are the reason why the border is open, right? I mean, look what happened under Trump, right? A lot of Trump's border policies didn't come because Republicans passed any type of immigration reform that actually was going to strengthen border policies. It's Trump literally had to take executive action to strengthen the border as much as he could. And he, again, look at how he got the wall built. Congress didn't want to move on it. They didn't want to do anything with it. Republicans didn't want to do anything with it, right? Second of all, it's cheap labor, right? And, let's be real. Republicans are a business-friendly party, and big business loves cheap labor. Illegal immigrants are cheap labor, right? So let's keep it 100. Republicans really don't want to do anything about it. Democrats damn sure don't want to do anything about it because they believe that all the migrants are going to stay in the red states. And hopefully, they're future Democrat voters, right? And as long as they stay in the red states, they're totally fine with it because, again, they're future Democrat voters. They're used to try to flip red states blue. All they got to do is just say the Republicans are racist, right? Just say the Republicans are racist, and apparently, all the Hispanics are supposed to vote for, Democrats, right? Republicans are racist, and they want to send you back to where you came from, okay? That's literally the Democrat platform for Hispanics, right? That's it. But again, the unfortunate reality for people like Ana Navarro in the Democrat Party is that Hispanics are much more diverse than that, right? They actually think for themselves. They understand the values that they believe in, and all of them don't want open borders. Given evidence by the fact that you have actual Hispanics that live in South Texas, that live on the border in these border towns, that are experiencing the negative effect of illegal immigration, and Biden's open border policies that are saying, no, we don't like this. We are going to actually go and vote GOP because of this, right? This is what's happening. So people like Ana Navarro can live in denial all she wants because she believes that, she speaks for Hispanics. But there are actually other Hispanics out there that don't agree with her and that actually do support strong borders. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.